am so excited. I am so excited. I am so excited in these moments. We are going to just chat for a few moments on our upcoming amazing trauma-informed care CPE unit. And so we're going to give a couple of folks a moment to jump on and spend some time with us. I am so excited to share space in these moments with the good Reverend Dr. Natasha Robinson. And so you don't want to miss this. We got a special announcement, family. Facebook family, we have a special announcement. You don't want to miss this announcement, family. I'm telling you, you don't want to miss this announcement. Share this video. Do me a favor right now. Do us a favor. Share this video because you don't want to miss this announcement. I'm telling you, this is major. So share this video right now. Of all the people I have the privilege and the honor of sharing space with, it is so good to know that I can share space with the goddess Oshun herself, the goddess Orisha herself. I'm just so excited.
Good afternoon, everybody. Hey Esteban, how you doing? I have one of my students on here, one of my former students, because I don't teach there anymore. How you doing? Good luck in finals. For everyone, I am Natasha Robinson, Esquire. There is no reverend. There is nothing of that sort. My good sister is walking in a petty spirit because she is calling me. She sees, here's a churchy word, eisegeting the text that talks about calling those things that be not as though they are. No, I am a lay person, and I am happy to be here with my sister, Dr. Danielle Buhuro. She is the Reverend Doctor. I am not. So please be not deceived. It is none of that. And I give my disclaimer to those who are on Sankofa, who are on Black, I think it's Black Health Matters.
Black Care Matters.
Black Care Matters, and to Dr. Buhuro's people on my page, on my side of the internet, they already know that cussing is my sixth love language. And I feel in my shondo that there will be several love words that will probably be shared because this is what she brings out of me. And so I'm going to be good. I'm going to be as best as I can be. Hello, Dr. Kim, how you doing? I'm be as best as I can be because this is not my show. This is just me sitting in listening to whatever Dr. Buhuro is going to say. And also, if there is something that is said that is untrue, you know, I'm going to say something about it. So without further ado, because for some reason we don't have our names on here, this is, well, no, you're on this end. This is Dr. Danielle Buhuro, who is the creator and founder of Sankofa CPE. CPE stands for Clinical Pastoral Education, LLC. She's a whole business. And I am still on sabbatical, but I am still Natasha Robinson, Esquire, the curator and creator of Legalese Please, LLC. And so we are here. When I say we, I really mean her. She is going to be telling you about some wonderful things that are coming in 2023. So I'm just going to be quiet and let her increase more church language. Let her increase as I must decrease.
You hit it. You hear that language? I believe it was a prophet who said, if I try to just keep silent, there's a fire in my bones that just won't let me keep silent. And you
I
all
am a
hear that?
preacher's kid, so I know what you're talking about is their Bible, because I am the reigning Bible Bowl champ of Trinity United Church of Christ. Don't do me. And at the same time, while I recognize what the word says, I also recognize that this is my ministry of law. So I'm going to let you have it. And I promise I'm trying to be quiet. But if and I feel that my name has been, here's another church word, scandalized, I will come back on. Yes.
We are so excited. Me and my clergy sister are so excited because we are happy to announce that Sankofa CPE Center is partnering with Legalese Please to offer a trauma-informed care CPE unit. Now, this is huge. This is huge. This is huge. This is huge. We want to invite you to share this video. Have you ever wondered to yourself, how do I offer trauma-informed care? What are, in particular, strategies and interventions that I need to incorporate in my ministry? Well, this is an opportunity. This is an opportunity for us to journey together in this during this time of this particular specialized CPE unit. And so I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm so excited because this prolific, premier, prophetic professor of all things legal matters and law enforcement and criminal justice is going to co-lead this CPE unit and teach some amazing didactics that really highlight the power of trauma-informed care. I'm going to pass the mic quickly back to her so she can give a brief, small overview of what some of the topics that we are going to be talking about in this CPE unit. This unit is going to be from May 8th, 2023 to October 20th of 2023. That's right, May 8th of 2023 to October 20th of 2023. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Reverend Dr. Brandon Cox. Thank you for the love. And so I'm gonna turn it back over to since I'm not allowed to say Reverend Doctor, am I allowed to say the goddess Orisha? Is that, can we?
Would you just hush?
Okay, well, be quiet.
You was always trying me. What have I done to make this race so hard to run? I don't know. Okay, so these are the dates for our CPE unit. And if you are trying to figure out what CPE stands for, it stands for Clinical Pastoral Education. And if you are anywhere in a particular, let's say, denomination or affiliation, think of CPE units like continuing legal education units, or think of them as classes that you need to complete if you want to be a doctor, if you want to be a teacher, whatever your vocation. There are certain classes and units of education that you have to complete to be relevant and to remain at the forefront of your vocation. And chaplaincy is no different. Being a pastor or preacher is no different. The understanding is that, as our pastor emeritus quoted a hymn, to serve this present age, end quote, which means as different issues are coming to light and they're coming to the forefront, we have a obligation to make sure that we are learning in community and learning the things that we need to have to make sure we are equipped to serve different persons in our community. And as a result, Sankofa CPE and Legalese Please are coming together. You're going to get all of this foolishness at one location. And we are going to be talking about different issues. We both believe that what good does it do to believe that you are going to be going to another place, another realm, going to heaven, but you are still dealing with and navigating issues in this realm that affect your immediate reality. There are those of us who will be in church all day long, virtual or in person, and then the next day we have to go to court because we have been victimized in a crime, or we have been a witness to a crime, or we are responding to accusations of a crime, or we may know a family member or a loved one who we have to drive because they are incarcerated. So what do you do when the focus may be on the heavenly realm, but you still have to navigate in these earthly spaces? And so particularly when we're talking about law and theology, or law and chaplaincy, usually those two topics do not go together until they do. And so what we are trying to do is we are trying to be proactive, and we are here to equip anyone who is interested, who wants to reach out, to equip you with the knowledge about how to engage in and embody trauma-informed care. What does it look like when you may have someone who is in a situation where you have both the accused as well as the offended? What does that look like if you are pastoring, or if you are in a chaplaincy program where you have to navigate those tensions? What does it look like when you are trying to hire someone? What are the legal ramifications that can occur? What are just some everyday things that you need to know in order to make sure that you do not weaponize your language or your actions unintentionally or intentionally? Because we understand, even though you may not have the intent, the impact is still the same. And so we want to make sure that we are equipping those who are ready, those who are willing, with information from, as you see on the dates, May 8th to October 20th. That's about 24 weeks, I think, 20 weeks, 24 weeks, where we are going to be meeting with students virtually. That's right. You don't have to go anywhere but to your kitchen, to your living room, wherever it is that you want to be. We will be online, and we will be giving you different educational topics. Some of those topics include self-care and boundaries, safe space children and legal ramifications.
Can I ask some?
You sure?
May I ask some questions? May I ask
You
some questions?
go. You go right on ahead. I pick you.
So self-care, and boundaries. That was the first one you said.
That is self-care and boundaries.
So that class is going to teach me that I can't have sex with church members.
Yeah. The short answer is yes. Now, I hear someone saying in my sanctified imagination, why do we even need a class about that? Because usually what we will be talking about is because of things that we know personally, or we walking in the prophetic and we are trying to address things that could happen hypothetically, really. And so there are some conversations that need to be had where you think that the common sense response is to do something and to not do something. However, beloved, there are those of us who engage in the congregational hymn by Robin Thicke called Blurred Lines.
Oh, yes.
Are going back and forth, in and out, when there should be some boundaries that are going to be set. And not only are we addressing the spiritual ramifications, but we are tiptoeing onto legal ramifications, okay, and ethical ramifications, where if you think, well, no, nobody will know but God, I assure you, you are incorrect, because there are people who, every shut eye ain't sleep, as they say. And so we want to be proactive and to make sure that you know from now on, as well as retroactively, what those legal ramifications are and what those spiritual ramifications are as it relates in the vocations of chaplaincy as well as law.
This is so ironic because I knew some words to throw out to get people to jump on. As soon as I As soon as I say, "Oh, I want to have sex with a church member," then folks immediately start jumping on and said, "Let's talk about it." That's very interesting. That's hmm, that's very interesting. And so yes, I'm so excited because we're gonna have these difficult conversations around boundaries. We're gonna have these hard, no pun intended, conversations around boundaries as it relates to church and church ministry and church work. So that's just one topic. That's just one topic. That's just one topic. What's another topic we're gonna
Another
talk about?
topic, and while you are watching, make sure to share and tag people in. Make sure that you are allowing them the privilege of knowing that we are here and we're talking about this. So some other topics include safe space, children, and legal ramification. Meaning if you want to work with children, not everyone is meant to work with children and youth. I'm sorry. We just going to talk about what we are talking about. And right now, just because you like children does not necessarily mean that youth ministry is your lane. And if it is, what are the legal consequences and ramifications, whether individually or collectively as a congregation, that you need to do to insulate persons legally as well as ethically? I cannot tell you about the number of congregations I could list off the top of my head that do not have infrastructures where you are running background checks, where you are listening to the children and the youth, where you have situations where someone has been liking children. Just because you like children doesn't mean you may not be in the ministry of leading or working with children. And we want to make sure that we instruct you about the different infrastructures that need to be in place if you are to have a children and a youth ministry, if you are to get insurance, about making sure that the church or the institution is financially insulated. How do we handle those things? We always talk about, oh, praise the Lord and spirit and all that type of stuff. And that is great. And God gives us minds to think, to function, to rationalize. And so we are going to be talking about those things that usually, not all the time, but usually are not talked about on a Sunday or Wednesday or Friday afternoon.
Wait a minute, Reverend. Do youth pastors still exist? Youth, because every time I scroll on my Facebook, everybody who's supposed to be a youth pastor is now a bishop. Do youth pastors?
You are bringing me into waters that I'm not finna tread. All I am simply saying. I'm not listening. I'm not listening to you. I'm not listening to you. What I am.
Every time I look at my Facebook, I see a 25-year-old bishop, and I'm trying to figure out what's going on. Every time I look at my Facebook, I see a 19-year-old bishop. So I'm trying to understand, do youth pastors even
I have no comments over that. I'm just on the law side, and the law side says that whosoever, I'm not going John 3:16, whosoever is going to work in that capacity needs certain things to be done and to be checked off. Otherwise, thou will be sued. Okay. So that's where we're coming in, is if there are still going to be youth pastors, or even if there are not youth pastors but youth ministries, what are the infrastructures legally and ethically that need to be in place in order to make sure that you are protecting some of the most vulnerable populations within the faith experience, which are children?
Thank you so much for the clarity.
That's what I'm here for. Some other topics include hiring practices and legal ramifications. For example, if you decide that you are mad at someone who is an employee at your church and you decide to preach about them or talk about them in a board meeting or in a sermon, what are the legal ramifications for that? Now, of course, we'll be talking ethical, but what are the legal ramifications for that in any? We're going to be talking about, here's a big one, COVID-19 and safe practices for worship. So there are some of us who are living in the throes of believing that the pandemic is over.
So I can't. So I'm sorry. I need to back up. I'm sorry to keep interrupting you. Question. So I can't form a whole Bible study on Jezebel just because I'm angry at one of the sisters in the church who didn't do what I thought she should be doing in a particular ministry. I just can't say we're gonna do a whole Bible study on Jezebel because
You
I'm mad
could,
at this sister.
what boundaries and trauma-informed care looks like not putting on your listeners what you are going through personally. There are boundaries to this. If I am coming because I am invited by someone and you are preaching against something else, but you're preaching against it not because that is what has been given to you, but rather you were trying to clap back to someone. There are legal boundaries to that, because if it, here's a big word, defames someone's character, or if it causes them to have problems in other areas of their real life, then what ends up happening is now you are breaching and breaking relationships unnecessarily. I will say this and I will stand on this. The pulpit is not a battering ram. The pulpit is not a battering ram. Okay. In the same way, whatever power that has been given to you from above or from across, because you have been elected, appointed, anointed, whatever it is, you are still operating within earthly realms. And within those realms are laws. And within those laws are precepts that kind of let you know these are the things that you can do, things are the things that you cannot do. And so we're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about domestic violence and child abuse, how sometimes some of the things that we hear in a hospital room, in a church room, on a retreat, they may offer more, they may injure more than they uplift. They may, let me just say it like it's coming to me. There was a sermon that went viral of a person using a biblical illustration, and the use of that illustration, I would argue, was grounds for criminal charges.
Wow.
Because what they did was they were trying to go the distance in using an illustration to prove a point. But what they ended up doing was they subjected themselves to criminal liability. Now, I am not going to back down on that one. What I saw and what I have seen are crimes. I have also seen HIPAA violations, where if you are used in any part of the service and you have not given your consent about your information being shared. I have seen where sick and shut-in reports, where the names and the addresses and the illnesses of the persons have been publicized. And so we're going to talk about these things. We're going to talk about why that may have been tolerated, but why that can no longer be the framework from which we operate. And it is not to step on toes. It is not to say you're any less anointed. What it is saying is that if you are going to be effective, you need to be effective in all ways, in all areas. We're going to talk about what it looks like when someone is facing criminal or civil charges. What are the differences? When I say civil charges, I really mean civil allegations. We're going to be talking about what is it when you have members who want to turn themselves in because maybe they are facing a warrant for their arrest. And a lot of people go to their pastors, to their chaplains, to preachers, and they confide. Where does the confidentiality end and the accountability to report begin? What do you do in those situations? What happens where you may have a counseling situation, or you may have someone who is, in the hospital or something, and they indicate to you that they are facing homicidal or suicidal ideations. What do you do in those situations? Where does your ministry intersect with your legal accountability to report it? And those are just some of the topics that we're going to be talking about. We're going to be using all types of texts to center these conversations and to provide frameworks and procedures and guidelines, not to burden you, but to inform you so that whatever it is that you are doing, you get to decide, am I being effective? Am I being legal? Am I being ethical? And then that way, a healthy leader turns into a healthy congregation, a healthy client, healthy patients, whoever it is that you are interacting with. You know that in addition to what you have been called to do, what is being called for you to do matches that, so that you are able to be more effective.
I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm so excited just to share space with someone of your caliber. I am so excited about this opportunity. And the second caveat to this is we are doing this through the lens of clinical pastoral education. Notice in that word pastoral, there is no I, there is no E, there is no Y. So that's a side note. Pastoral, PASTORAL, right? No I, E, or Y in the word. Side note, that's our annual announcement for no such thing as pastoral, or what Dr. Jamie Edie Chisholm explained to me is doctoral or janitorial. We are looking at these through the lens of clinical pastoral education. So what does this mean? This means as we talk about these particular topics, there's going to be some internal work that we're going to be doing. So whatever is your particular growing edge, in particular around domestic violence or self-care or boundaries or COVID-19 practices, we are going to delve deep and do some internal work where we're going to examine, what has my mom and dad always said to me about these type of issues? Or what were my experiences growing up in my family around these particular issues? What were my experiences growing up in my faith community around these particular issues? And we are going to reflect on maybe what are the ways in which statements that my mom said, statements that my dad said, statements that my grandmother or grandfather, auntie, uncle, cousins, or even my pastor said growing up around these particular issues. Maybe these statements, these beliefs are harming my ministry. So how do I begin to practice what Naeem Akbar and Nelsie Boyd Franklin called the extended self, where I began to differentiate some old ways of thinking that no longer serve me and say, hey, as I move forward in ministry, I have to let some of these belief systems go, because these beliefs are not helping me anymore. What are new constructs, new beliefs, new ways of being that I need to pick up as I move forward? That is what clinical pastoral education is all about. And so I am so excited for this opportunity to partner with our sister, our amazing sister, Natasha Robinson, as we do the work, first and foremost, on ourselves. So much of spiritual care and chaplaincy education, we think, is about learning particular competencies and how to work with other people. But I'm going to tell you, 99.9% of CPE is about you looking at you. If somebody tells you it's something different, they're lying. They're lying. They're not telling you the truth. 99.9% of CPE is you looking at you, you examining relationships with particular family members, you examining experiences that you had when you were 5 years old or 10 years old or 20 years old that continue to impact you today and impact your ministry. So much of CPE, 99.9%, is us processing what were the particular instances or details of where you were conceived, who was present, where this conception occurred, and how unconsciously do these experiences continue to impact you. So I'm excited. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. If I could be so bold to say, much of our struggle as clergy around navigating legal issues in sacred spaces isn't because we don't know better, but it's because we are triggered from our childhood by certain experiences we've had around these particular topics. Can I say that again? Dr. Jamie Edie Chisholm highlights this. First time I'm gonna give her credit. Second time is mine. It's all mine. Much of this is not about just learning a competence of how to be or how to practice or how to navigate legal issues appropriately in sacred space. That's a portion of it. But we're also going to unpack how our personal experiences in your own life negatively impacting what you're doing and how you're doing it as it relates to these legal issues. So there's a both and experience that is going to occur in this CPE unit. One that looks at external learnings that the incomparable Natasha Robinson is going to share. And the second piece of this CPE unit is looking at internal learnings, which I will be helping you unpack all of these internal that we all wrestle with. So I'm so excited about this opportunity. If you are interested in being a part of this CPE program, would you please shoot me a message, inbox me on Facebook, or send a text message, 773-499-2631, 773-499-2631, and you will receive a level 2 unit of CPE for this CPE specialty unit. That's right, you will receive a unit of level 2 CPE recognized by ACPE, the Standard for Spiritual Care and Education, formerly known as the Association of Clinical Pastoral Education. Thank you so much. I look forward to hearing from you. We got a lot of inquiries about this program. We only have available now 7 more slots. Well, I got tons of inquiries about this program. We only have about 7 available slots right now. So please, if you are interested, please say something now. A closed mouth won't get fed. Say something now, and let us know. Thank you. Thank you so much, Reverend Doctor. Thank you so much. I need somebody to send my sister an application to McCormick Theological Seminary. I'm waiting. I was wondering when somebody's gonna send my sister an application for admission to McCormick Theological Seminary. We need to, my clergy friends, we need to make this happen. What are we waiting for?
You ain't got to send me a damn thing, you okay? Don't send me nothing. And I'm going easy on the damn. You don't have to send me anything, all right? Do not come on this side of the internet talking about the Lord told me to tell you, because you are lying. You and your little Lord. That's what I said. Little L, little G, all right? We're good. Do not let Dr. Danielle Buhuro get you in trouble, because they do not offer those type of CPE units for how the two of you all will be engaged in ministry behind prison walls. Okay, is all I'm trying to say. So don't let the Lord lead you over here. Okay, we're good. I do have a question, Dr. Buhuro. You said receive a level 2 unit. What are the different levels and why is this significant?
This is significant for several reasons. One, first and foremost, this is significant because, number one, if you are interested in making a career of chaplaincy, it is so important to have at least 1 or 2 units of level 2 CPE. I'm continuing to pray and tarry, Dr. Jamie. I do believe the Lord is not, well, I'm continuing to pray and tarry. So that's just what we're going to do. I got a prayer closet in my house. And so I got Natasha Robinson's name on a sheet of paper in in my prayer closet. So pray, be in prayer with me. Be in prayer with me, Dr.
Don't go
Danielle.
to
Would
the
you?
Lord about me. Don't go to the
So,
Lord about me.
so
Okay.
level.
No. We've already had this discussion. And when I try to tell you, I'm trying not to lean in to the responses that I already have for you. No. And I'm being serious on this one because Dr. Buhuro has heard this, but maybe you all have not. So let me say it as it comes to my spirit. Everything that you already do is your ministry, if you want it to be. Okay. Everything that you do can be your ministry if you want it to be. I am a big believer in the fact that everywhere I go, everywhere I appear, that is opportunity for me to engage in relational connection with people, to try and provide information that allows them to go on up a little higher. Okay. So even though Dr. Buhuro will continue until the Lord says the same, call me Reverend Doctor, please let me let you know that I am not in that vein, although I believe that my legal acumen and my ability to show up at different intersections and engage in intersectionality conversations, that is my ministry. So you do not have to be, in my opinion, a pastor or a preacher for you to be engaged in ministry.
Amen.
Okay, that's what Natasha's saying.
Amen.
Ain't nobody else. I'm not asking anyone else to agree or say whatever. But what I am saying is that is how I feel about here, which is why I am so excited about this collaboration, because it puts together a number of vocations that normally would not be put together. Think about it. Whenever you call a lawyer, it is because it is usually a time of chaos. It is not a time of peace. It is usually because you're in something or you about to be in something. And this opportunity is the information to be proactive. It is an opportunity for us to build up the frameworks and the information that will allow us to operate from a space of ministry, from a space of communalism, and also understand that we do not have to be in trouble to receive legal truths and legal support. So that's why this is so important to me. And I am just so excited. I met your excitement, sis, about what it is that I believe that we are getting ready to do. You don't really see it in a lot of spaces, but you see it in this space, and you will see it up close if you inbox Dr. Buhuro via Facebook Messenger, or you text her, call her by phone, 773-499-2631. You see, I went to church broadcast because I am a church baby.
I see.
Again, Facebook Messenger or by phone, watch it at 773-499-2631. Contact her. Don't contact me, because I am just a vessel. I am co-teaching with her, and I am so very excited about that legal opportunity. So thank you so much. If you have any further questions, you know where to find us, Dr. Buhuro, or you find myself, and we will be happy to answer your questions. I'm gonna tell you right now, if you ask me any questions, I'm gonna tell you to go right to her. Okay, because I don't have no information except what is on my Easter speech of things to teach. And with that, we're just happy to be here. Dr. Buhuro, do you have anything else that you want to say?
No, thank you. A level 2 unit of CPE gives us an opportunity to engage a particular specialty. So if you are someone who wants to take serious being a professional chaplain, you can take a level 2 unit of CPE to engage a specialty. Also, a level 2 unit helps those of us in ministry who are already serving in ministry and are looking for a course refresher on particular topics. And so I'm so excited because this course in pastoring for 5 or 10 or 15 or 20 years, it is now reflecting on, how do I freshen my chops, if you will, for various types of ministry skills. And so this course is for you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Reverend Devon, for highlighting that. Reverend Doctor of Legal Ministry, we receive it. Thank you so much. And so this course is great. This course is great for the person that's been in ministry for a number of years and is trying to discern, how do I freshen my skills? What's new ways, what's new creative, exciting ways of doing ministry, especially in light of COVID-19. This does not have to be your first, second, or third unit of CPE. Thank you so much for raising this question, Dr. Jamie. Yes, if you don't have a unit, you could still come on in and join this program. So please just reach out to me and let me know. All are welcome. All are welcome. All are welcome. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Share this video, family. And until next time, we shall see you later.
Bye.